So, our assignment was to analyze and compare the three poems: At Lunchtime, The Passionate Shepherd to His Love, and To His Coy Mistress. The authors of these three poems are born in different eras. This, of course, results in them having, different writing styles. The author of At Lunchtime, A Story of Love is Roger McGowan, I believe. He was born and raised in England in 1937. The author of The Passionate Shepherd to His Love, Christopher Marlowe, was also born and raised in England in 1564, though. The author of To His Coy Mistress, Andrew Marvell, he was also born in England, but he was so in 1621. The first thing you notice is that Roger was born in 1937, which means that his poems was affected by what we call a post-war writing style. The other two poets were born over 300 years earlier than him, which, of course, results in them creating iambic tetrameters. This meaning that the poems consist of what we call 4 feet. A good example of this is "Come live with me and be my love." It's like 4 steps. So "Come live with me and be my love." So 4 feet, you could call it. Whereas McGowan's poems are, more freely written. It has no noticeable rhythm. There's clear signs of modern poetry because of the shape and the sound of the poem, and there's, no rhymes within the poem. The themes and the deeper meaning, as I like to call them, are rather interesting when you compare these 3 poems. In the poem written by Christopher, it's clear to see that the central meaning of the poem is a man expressing to his love what benefits there would be if she chooses to live with him for the rest of her life. He does so, though, in a very exaggerating way. In the poem written by Marvell, he also expresses how much he loves his mistress, and also he is exaggerating. When he says that he will love her forever, he will love her to the conversion of Jews, which basically means forever. There is one major difference, though, between these 2 poems, stories, and that is the men's eagerness. In Marlowe's poem, the man has no rush, while the man from To His Coy Mistress has a huge eager to be together with his mistress before their time runs out. He wants to spend a lot of time with his wife before they die. Andrew Marvell's writing style, though, in To His Coy Mistress is more unambiguous than Marlowe in his own poem. He says that his mistress doesn't want to live with him, or if her mistress doesn't want to live with him, the worms would take care of her virginity in the grave, which is, kind of explicit, I feel like. And you could say that the 2 poems are quite the opposite, because in The Passionate Shepherd to His Love, as mentioned before, the man has no rush, and the man has no fear for his love would reject him. Whilst the Marvell's poem is about how they must hurry and, before it's too late, and they must enjoy their life before they die. So, this somehow connects with the message you can extract from the poem At Lunchtime, because in this poem, the main theme is we must act before it's too late, carpe diem. In the poem, the bus driver unexpectedly brakes, and a woman is thrown towards our first-person narrator, and at first she is very repelled by him, but after he explains to her how the world is coming to an end and how they might as well enjoy their last moments, then the first-person narrator stands up and explains to the rest of the bus how they might also make the best of it, and they all start to make out with each other because the world is coming to an end at lunchtime. That is why exaggerating is a theme that occurs in all 3 poems. Instead of just saying that the world might end soon or it might end, he says that it will end, and it will end today at lunchtime. But, that is an exaggerament because he doesn't know that for a fact. So, yeah, that is the 3 poems compared and analyzed.